Myself, M. Karthik Kumar Reddy, working as an assistant professor in Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions in the Department of Civil Engineering. Here in the Foundation Engineering subject, in Unit 2, that is slope stability, I am going to explain about what are the different causes that are leading to slope failure: gravity, seepage, earthquake, erosion, geological features, and construction activities. These are the different causes that are leading to failure of slopes. In the first figure, we can observe that due to more cohesion present in the soil will be eroding downwards from top area to bottom area whenever the heavy rain occurs. In the second figure, which is occurred by geological natural hazard, that is due to heavy rain in the September 15, 2004. Here we can see that half of the road is eroded downwards due to soft soil present at the bottom. Means here they have constructed the road without testing the soil up to the underground area. Here landslide damage adjacent to a residential structure. Here similar to the compound slip, wherever the hard soil will be present at the bottom, but stiff soft soil will be present above the stiff soil. Above the hard soil we have soft soil. Without testing that soft soil, they have constructed the building. In the future, due to some vibration, due to some natural hazards, soil will be failing downwards. As the soft soil will be failing downwards, whole building will be collapse. In the second figure, we can observe the typical slope failure. Here also we can see that even though the building is constructed on the hard soil, but the soft soil is present at the bottom, automatically bottom soil, that is bottom soft soil will be eroded, means top hard soil also will be eroded, means this also has been done, constructed without testing the soil up to the limited depth. The third one, typical sacrificial slope failure in highway. In the construction of highway, if they are not compacted the soil properly, in the future due to heavy vehicles passing on the embankment, that is highway, some amount of soil will be eroded downwards due to less friction present in the particular soil. At that time, if the failure is occurred, we can stabilize the soil and we can increase the strength of the particular highway. Here, coming to the causes of slope failure. First one, erosion. Due to erosion, water and wind continuously erode soil slopes. Due to water force and wind force, continuously soil will be eroding. Here we can observe that this is the original stable slope before failure, and this is the new steeper slope after the failure is occurred. Crest means top of the slope and toe means bottom of the slope. Here erosion is changing the geometry of the slope. It means erosion is changing the area of the slope, resulting in a slope failure or a landslide. This is the diagram of steepening of slope by erosion. We can observe in the figure. Whatever the slope is changing from original stable slope, after the whatever the failure has occurred, new steeper slope. It means area is changing, geometry is changing. Rivers and streams continuously cover their banks, the top area, undermining their natural or man-made slopes. Here scour zone will be formed automatically. Soil movement will be taking place from top to bottom due to rivers and streams continuously attacking the particular soil in the wave action. Rainfall. Long periods of rainfall saturate, soften and erode soils. Here top is the crest portion and bottom is the toe area. Due to the continuous rainfall in the particular soil, some cracks will be formed. Through that cracks, water will be percolating through the cracks. Automatically soil will be changing its state from unsaturated condition to saturated condition. Whenever the soil will be in a saturated condition, automatically soil will be moving downwards. As the cohesion will be more in the soil, it will be moving downwards and failure will be taking place. That's why before any construction, we have to compact the soil as much as possible to remove the void ratio and porosity. Here water enters into the existing cracks and may weaken underlying soil. Means water will be going through underlying cracks and it weakens the soil, leading to the failure. For example, this slide can also be called as mudslides. Here we can observe from the figure, due to continuous rainfall, water will be entering through the cracks. Cracks will be formed and cracks will be filled with water. whenever the cracks are filled with water, automatically soil will become saturation and it will be become failure. This is the thin weak soil layer that is formed after the failure due to seepage force. Seepage means already we know flow of soil with the help of water. Earthquakes. Earthquake induce dynamic forces, means that is dynamic shear forces due to the sudden load. Whatever the forces are occurring, that reduces the shear strength and stiffness of the soil. Already we have discussed about shear strength, means what is the cohesion and angle of internal friction, roughness present in the particular soil, and stiffness of the soil. Whenever the earthquakes are occurred, earthquakes will be occurring due to movement of tectonic plates. Whenever the earthquakes are occurred, automatically vibration will be taking place in the particular soil and soil will be moving from top area to bottom area, means soil failure will be taking place. This is the crest top portion and toe bottom portion. These are the earthquake forces and movement of soil. W means weight, gravity, gravitational force in the soil. In the earthquakes we have pore water pressure. Pore water pressure in saturated coarse grained soils could rise to a value equal to the total mean stress and cause the soils to behave like viscous fluids. Means it is whenever the pore water pressure is increased in the soil, automatically soil will be behaving like a viscous fluids. This phenomena is known as dynamic liquefaction. Liquefaction means whenever the saturated sandy soil is subjected to earthquake pressure, the pore pressure suddenly increases and then decreases the shear strength of the soil. This is known as liquefaction. Means in the soil, water pressure is increasing and decreasing. Whenever the water pressure is increasing, automatically soil will be changing from unsaturated to saturated state and soil loses strength and it will be moving downwards. Structures founded on the soils would collapse. Automatically soil will be saturated, means soil is weak. If we place any load on the saturated soil, automatically soil will collapse. The quickness in which the dynamic forces are induced prevents even coarse grained soils from draining the excess pore water pressures. Means even though the coarse grained soils will be having the capability to send the water downwards, due to the more dynamic forces, due to the more dynamic load by the water, it cannot be met by the coarse grained soils also. That's why failure will be taking place. Thus failure in a seismic event often occurs under undrained conditions also. Geological features. Many failures commonly result from unidentified geological features. This is also similar to the compound slip, like hard soil will be present at the bottom and above the hard soil we have weak soil, again hard soil, again weak soil, like hard soil one layer and weak soil one layer, hard soil one layer and weak soil one layer. Whenever sudden load like wind load, live load, dead load, if we are placing any load, external load or internal load, automatically failure will be present due to the weak soil present in the particular area. This movement of soil will be moving from top area to bottom area due to weak portion of the soil, depending upon the type of soil stratification. If the soil is hard means there will be no failure. If the soil weak means automatically soil will be moving downwards and it leads to the failure of the slopes. External loading. Loads placed on the crest of a slope add to gravitational load and make a slope failure. Here in the figure we can observe that we are overloading at the crest of the slope. Crest means top portion. If we are keeping more load at the crest of the slope, at the corner and at the top, if we are keeping more load, automatically that soil will be failing. Why? Because already it is affected by weathering. If we are keeping the more load, whatever the load it cannot be bear, it cannot be able to bear, at that time failure will be taking place. Suppose if we are keeping that overloading far away from the crest of the area, at that time failure will be reduced. In the figure we can show that whatever the movement of soil is taking place due to overloading at the crest of slope. Construction activities. Construction activities near the toe of an existing slope can cause failure because lateral resistance is removed. As we are excavating the soil in the particular area, in the bottom area if we are going to excavate the soil in nearby the hilly area, if the bottom area is removed means lateral resistance is removed. Automatically if the lateral resistance is removed, in the top soil whatever it is there, it will be coming downwards due to lack of internal friction and cohesion. Slope failures due to construction activities is divided into two cases, that is excavated slopes and fill slopes. That is excavated slopes. Whenever excavation occurs, the total stresses are reduced and we can observe that negative pore water pressures are generated. Total stresses are reduced and negative pore water pressures are generated. With the time of negative pore water pressures dissipate causes a decrease in effective stresses and consequently lowering the shear strength of the soil. The slope failure occur, they take place after construction is completed. Means if we are going to excavate the soil, means negative pore water pressure will be developed automatically. Total pressures are reduced and negative pore water pressure is negative pore water pressures are generated. Whenever the negative pore water pressures are generated, automatically soil will be moving downwards and it leads to the failure of the slope. Coming to the field slopes are common in embankment construction. Embankment means highway, similar to. If the foundation soil is saturated, then positive pore water is generated from the weight of the fill and the compaction process. Means extra load of the water will be acting on the embankment. Here already we are filling the soil above the ground level, that is positive pore water pressure. The effective stress decreases and consequently shear strength decreases. Here the effective stress decreases and consequently the shear strength also decreases. Slope failure in slope are likely to occur during or immediately after construction. Here we can see that what are the factors that are contributing to instability of soil slopes after by Gray and Leeser in 1982. Factors that contribute to high shear stress are removal of lateral support will be taking place due to erosion, by bank cutting, by streams and rivers. Human agencies like cuts, canals, pits, etc. Surcharge means extra load, keeping extra load by natural agencies, that is weight of snow, ice and rainwater. This will be a natural agency surcharge load, and human agencies like fills, placing extra soil, that is fill slopes. Already we have discussed buildings, constructing buildings on the hilly slopes, that will be acting as extra surcharge load. Transitory earth stresses, that is due to earthquakes. During the time of earthquake, vibration will be taking place, and due to that vibration some amount of soil will be falling downwards, that will be acting as extra load, that is stress. We can say that stress is equal to load by area. Removal of underlying support. Removal of underlying support means whenever we are removing the bottom support, automatically top area will be falling downwards, means it leads to the failure of the soil. Subaerial weathering, solutioning by groundwater, subterranean erosion by piping, human agencies by doing mining. Lateral pressures, water in vertical cracks, freezing water in cracks and roof wedging. Here after Gray and Leeser, factors that are contributing to instability of soil slopes are factors that contribute to low shear strength. In the initial state, composition, that is inherently weak materials. Texture means either it is a rough or smooth, rough soils or soft soils, loose soils, metastable grain structures, grass structure, that is faults, failure, joining the both failure soils, bedding planes, wearing, etc. Whatever we have discussed in engineering geology. Changes due to weathering and other physico-chemical reactions. Frost action and thermal expansion. Hydration of clay minerals, drying and cracking, leaching. Changes in intergranular forces due to pore water. Seepage pressure of percolating groundwater. Loss in capillary tension under saturation. Buoyancy in saturated state. Next, changes in structure. Changes in structure will be taking place due to low shear strength. Fissuring of preconsolidated clays due to release of lateral restraint. Grain structure collapse upon disturbance.